Hello class 10. Hope you all are well and have recovered from the severity of the recent storm. We have almost reached the end of the chapter 5. Before I proceed, let me tell you that I'll be posting the PDF of worksheet regarding this chapter. You will make a separate copy and solve all the questions from the worksheet. Now class, today we are going to learn about Rabindranath Tagore and his idea about the education. Rabindranath was always critical about the colonial or British system of education. He considered it as monotonous, enforced and confined the students to remain in confinement for studies. And he said that the education should be such that it should uphold the national heritage and the greatness of the past glory of our country. And he criticized strict discipline and supported the mother tongue as the medium of education. He supported the education that had been given during the Vedic period, the Gurukul system, where the students used to stay in the ashrams of their teachers and learnt about various subjects, as well as they learnt the rules of life, the way of life. And he supported the education which harmonized the man, God and nature, education in natural environment. Rabindranath believed in that. Regarding keeping these ideas in his mind, Rabindranath had set up his school Patho Bhavan in Shantiniketan, Bolpur in 1901. And this was a sapling, a small plant, from where gradually a large tree known as Vishwabharati had emerged. It was Vishwabharati is the institution where synthesis or fusion between East and the West education culture is being held. And Sriniketan is another campus of Shantiniketan where vocational education, that means learning by doing, is being imparted. Now students, an 8 marks question arrives in generally analysis of criticism of Rabindranath on colonial education system. Now point wise you will write, Rabindranath was not at all in favor of colonial system of education. Second point, though he was influenced by the Western education and had studied at the London University, this enabled him to understand the national heritage and greatness of Indians' cultural legacy from past. He strongly criticized the methods implemented by the teachers in which they wanted to enforce strict discipline, to confine students into the classroom, and to create a fear for exam and failure in it. He never liked all these factors and said that children do not like strict discipline employed upon them. He compared the school with a factory for providing education. As the medium of instruction was in English, the child could not relate the subject, could not think for himself, and simply memorized a lifeless vocabulary. According to Rabindranath, education should be such that it enables the students to think and evaluate. He believed that this process will lead to the all-round development of the thought process of a child and build him as a complete man with an ideal character. He commented that education system in colonial India ignores our country's history and culture. It forces us to remain in foreign bondage. He emphasized on the Gurukul system of learning from ancient India, which was far more effective for the development of Indian minds. He also said that the child should first learn through traditional methods in his mother tongue and not in English, which was foreign to the Indian child. The medium should be in vernacular in order to build a balance between education and real life. He believed that the purpose of education should not be limited to enrich our knowledge, but also to establish bond of love and friendship between men with his fellow humans. Hence, it can be said that Rabindranath's approach to education was humanistic. He believed in an inner harmony amongst man, nature, and God. He said that the teacher should understand the potential and creativity of the child and help him to develop curiosity in natural environment. Next topic is Rabindranath and his ideas on Shantiniketan. Rabindranath believed that learning should be imparted by living in harmony with environment. With this idea in mind, he created Shantiniketan and Sriniketan, thereby Vishwabharati. The first school of Shantiniketan was set up on 22nd December 1901, which was known as Pathabhavan. The school was established following the model of the ancient Vedic forest schools in India. The aims of the school were to teach students about the importance of Indian heritage. Number B, to help in all-round development of students. And number C, to give a humanistic approach. There was no fixed curriculum. Students depended on learning by doing method of education. And another important topic is the creation of Vishwabharati. According to Rabindranath, Shantiniketan was a sapling which grew into a large tree, Vishwabharati. He established Vishwabharati in 1918 after traveling Europe and America. He believed that harmony and mutual understanding between the East and West was essential for the benefit of both cultures. In December 1921, Vishwabharati College was founded with 10 students and Bidhubhushan Bhattacharya as the first principal of Vishwabharati College. The ideals of Vishwabharati was to A. Study of world's combined knowledges. Number B. Home for the students from all over the world. Number C. It served as a nucleus of entire world's knowledgeable people. And number D, it combines the ideas of Rabindranath and entire world. The idea of this institution was to combine the thoughts and philosophies of the world with that of India. Vishwabharati became a university 10 years after Rabindranath's death, with Jawaharlal Nehru as the first Chancellor and Rathindra Tagore as the first Vice Chancellor. And the last topic from this lesson regarding Rabindranath's idea is Sriniketan. You only have to write 2 points about Sriniketan. It was the second campus of Shantiniketan for vocational training, set up by Rabindranath at Surul village in Birbhum in 1922-23, and this campus deals with subjects like agriculture, dairy and poultry farms, weaving cloth, health service, etc.